Hi guys, Willie here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe SE.
And a big thanks to Brandon Hyundai for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Santa Fe started off as Hyundai's compact SUV back in 2001, moving up to the midsize segment for 2006, and sticking to it through the 5th generation released this year for 2024. And outside of the ground-up all-new interior and exterior styling, the 2024 Santa Fe now gets a standard third row and a standard powerful 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, cranking out 277 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque, enough to get the Santa Fe to 60 between 6 and 7 seconds depending on your traction, ranging up to the $46,000 calligraphy and down to the $33,950 base SE that you see here. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So as we just mentioned, this is a base SE and there are no options here. So what you see is what you get out of the box on a base 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe. We still get full LED headlamps, front parking sensing, a very nice LED trim for the grille area. Hopefully you pick it up on camera. It's not actually flickering in real life. And this black metallic paint color looks really premium. Hopefully you can pick up the sparkles here in this Florida sun. Outside of that, this is a very boxy, bold, and aggressive styled SUV. Reminds me a little bit of a Range Rover or a Land Rover Defender, at least from the side profile. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Anyway, that's about it for the front end. You got your intercooler on the right side, radiator on our left for this 2.5-liter turbo 4-cylinder. Functional airflow in the corner too. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. The wheel and tire setup, again, this is a base SE. This is the base wheels you get on a 2024 Santa Fe, and they're 18-inch rims with black and silver contrast wrapped in Goodyear Assurance all-season tires, some of the better all-seasons in the business. The dimensions are 235/60 R18s. So the 60 series sidewall should keep the ride quality nice and plush, but these 235 wide front tires, for this front-wheel drive Santa Fe at least, they are not enough to put the power to the ground. So if you're looking for the better traction, I would 1,000,000% recommend getting one with all-wheel drive. We get a Santa Fe logo in the corner. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. Black mirror caps, no camera on them because we don't get the 360 or the blind spot cameras, but we do get standard blind spot monitoring. Smart access standard for the driver and the front passenger. All black trim for the window trim, and this is what I mean by I see a little bit of Land Rover Defender styling, at least for the side profile. Very bold and aggressive. The window sticker is going to be very tough for you guys to pick up because of the glare from the sun. But there you go. Hopefully you guys can pause and take a look at the standard features. Base price $33,950 for the 2024 Santa Fe SE 2.5 turbo front wheel drive. 24 combined MPGs, 20 in the city, 29 on the highway. And again, hopefully you guys can pause and take a look at all the features that come standard on a base 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe. We now also get a push-to-open gas cap, no easy fill though. I know Hyundai says you could throw 87 octane fuel here for this turbocharged 4-cylinder, but as with all turbocharged engines, I'd always recommend going with premium fuel. Try to recenter this camera so it's not all blurry for you guys. There you go. But hopefully you pick up the shark fin style antenna. We don't get a standard panoramic moonroof, but the moonroof available for the Santa Fe is massive. Out rear, very boxy design, allowing the third row passengers to have a lot more usable space. Santa Fe lettering out back, Hyundai right on top of it. The button to open up the lift gate underneath. Shout out Brandon Hyundai in Tampa, Florida for helping make this review possible. We get our exhaust tip in the corner and our reverse lights in the center. We also get rear parking sensing. That was not expected on a base SE. But speaking of the exhaust tip, let's fire up this 2.5-liter turbo 4-cylinder and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the sound of the 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder sold by Hyundai for the 2024 Santa Fe. And it sounds pretty good, cranking out 277 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque, made it to an 8-speed wet dual-clutch transmission, available either with front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. We have front-wheel drive here. You can expect 0 to 60 between 6 and 7 seconds depending on your traction. But what you see is basically what we get. We get hydraulic struts as a standard feature on a base SE. We can shut this hood right down, take a step back, walk around this 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe SE one more time, and it is a really good looking SUV. As far as the interior, the exterior of course is completely redesigned, the interior is as well. And taking a step inside, for a base SE we get stitched trim up top, some aluminum in the center with an aluminum door handle and some faux carbon in between it. Soft touch over here, but hard plastic for the center frame of this door panel, and a pretty soft padded armrest. We get auto one touch driver mirror, power windows for the rest, four-way adjustable mirrors, decent amount of storage down below. Just a standard sound system to be expected with a base SE, but it still sounds surprisingly good for a base. The seats are just cloth. All the trims above the SE get either a synthetic leather, genuine leather, or a Napa leather depending on the trim level, but this base SE gets these cloth seats and they're still very comfortable, but they're just not nearly as supportive as a leather seat would be. They're also not power adjustable. The higher trims will get that. These still recline, drop, lift, and slide the front seats just with latches. Taking a step inside though, we can really check it out. So foot on the brake, engine start stop, and everything fires right to life. But first thing we notice is the steering wheel, completely updated for 2024. Reminds me a little bit of what we got from the new Sonata that we just reviewed in this channel. It's pretty thick, solid 10 and 2, 9 and 3 fits good in your hand. It's not a flat bottom, we get 3 spokes down below. The horn area is rubberized, the horn itself, loud and aggressive. People will definitely get out of your way, and check this out. On a base SE, we get dual pane windows. Huge thumbs up to Hyundai. This is a top-notch premium SUV for the price point. On the left side of the steering wheel, we have our infotainment adjustments, radar cruise control, and lane keep assist. The adjustments are in the center. On the right side, we have our volume and skip controls. You can hang up and answer your phone calls, favorites, voice commands, AM, FM, and Sirius. The aluminum paddle shifters control the 8-speed wet dual clutch transmission. Also a very premium touch. The stocks have a really satisfying click, auto headlamps, auto high beams, no auto rain sensing wipers. Of course, would not be expected on a base SE. Tilt and telescoping steering wheel. You can turn off the traction control, and with this front wheel drive setup, you'll probably want to do so, or the traction control is going to be interfering quite a bit. You have your button for your power deploying liftgate, interior brightness, electronic parking brake, and hopefully get a good look at the pedals. Dashboard is all soft touch with stitching. That's also a really premium touch for a base. Another thing new for 2024, similar to the 2024 Sonata we just reviewed, are these dual 12.3-inch screens. You can adjust the center of it. Right now we're looking at our advanced safety features, tire pressure. You can go check out the trip information, and beneath that you have your refueling, since last reset, auto stop, current trip, and right back to where we started. Cool. My personal favorite to look at all times would probably just be the advanced safety screen, so we'll leave it there. Fuel level up top, tack on the right side, and the speedo on the left side. You also get these dashes outside of the digital illuminations, kind of function as an analog. You get it both for the tack and the speedometer right next to it. Fuel level on the bottom. Down below we have our temperature outside, traffic sign recognition, and total mileage on the vehicle. 12.3-inch touchscreen as well, super top notch, premium. You have your phone projection, valet mode, maintenance, notification, manual, and setup. Unfortunately, we don't get standard navigation, but wouldn't really be expected on a base SE. We still get wireless, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. Cool. This would be my personal favorite screen to look at all times, since we don't get standard navigation. Some faux carbon beneath that, engine start stop, air vents. We have our hard button shortcuts for the touchscreen: home, map, search, media, seek, track, favorites, and setup. You can press this map button, and as you see, since we don't have integrated navigation, it can only be used with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Cool. Down below, we don't have automatic climate control either, but I personally prefer using manual climate, even in vehicles with auto climate control, so really not a big deal to me. Temperature on the right side, vents on the left. Beneath that, drive mode selector, auto brake hold, engine start stop, hill descent control, and you can access your cameras at all times and disable your front and rear parking sensing. So starting off with the cameras, you just click the button, you have your backup camera, no front facing camera on a base SE, but a really crisp, high resolution camera for the backup. We also have front and rear parking sensing, as we mentioned. Click it one more time. We return to the previous screen, the drive modes. We get My Drive, Normal, Sport, and of course My Drive. We'll start off in normal, try out sport, and just see what the differences are. Behind it you have 2 USB-C ports and 2 wireless charging pads, also appreciated features. Massive cup holders, you're fitting 30+ ounce water bottles, stitched, gushy soft center console armrest, and it's very spacious too. You'll fit 7 or 8 1-liter bottles of soda, and you have 2 tiers of space with an LED light, and an aluminum button to open everything up. 2 glove boxes too. You can press this top button almost like a pickup. You could probably fit 4 or 5 pairs of gloves. You'll fit 6 or 7 pairs of socks in there. I'm not quite sure what else you'll fit. And it's outlined in soft padded material, more faux carbon trim beneath that, aluminum separating the 2 tiers of glove boxes. You can drop this bottom tier. It's damp, not lined with felt, but pretty large, and you have a second additional tier up top. You'll stack probably 5 or 6 license plates up top, and you'll get an additional 20 down below. Very spacious cargo or overall storage compartments for the Santa Fe. We don't get an auto dimming rear view mirror, and it's pretty much frameless, not frameless, but pretty much is. This is how you dim it with this flappy thing. The interior lights are LED and touch sensitive. That's about it though, guys, for at least the front seat of this 2024 Santa Fe. We don't get the panoramic moonroof, as you mentioned, but for a sub $35,000 base price, this is an unbelievably loaded vehicle. And when it comes to usable space, let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there. We'll check out third row too, and then take this 2024 Santa Fe out for a drive. So out back up top, the stitching continues. I was not expecting that at this price point. Aluminum door handle, gushy soft armrest, soft touch for the back of the frame, hard plastic for the frame itself. 2 cup holders. You'll fit 16-ounce bottle and a 24-ounce in front of it. Down below, a little bit of additional storage. You'll fit a big gulp in there. Additional speaker. The rear seats are adjustable. They're not power adjustable, of course. They're not power adjustable in front. Who would expect them to be in the back? But you get latches to recline, and you get latches to slide back and forth. Legroom, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have almost a foot of knee room. Hook, that's nice for bags, purses, if that's what you're into. We have cargo nets behind both of the front seats, and USB-C ports on the sides of both of the front seats. The headroom is also impressive. I have like 4 or 5 inches of overall headroom, and the seats recline. Check this out. If I recline the seat all the way back, I'm basically lying down back here. I have over a foot of headroom and still keeping about 4 or 5 inches of knee room. This is an unbelievably comfortable vehicle, and we get air vents that blow directly into our face. No additional climate control or anything like that, but really would not be expected. We have a massive additional storage compartment for the back passengers. The interior lights back here are LED, and we get a hook for both of the rear grab handles. The seats are also super comfy. We get solid bolstering for a back seat. The armrest, we can pull it out. Of course, cloth. You get 2 cup holders. You'll fit 24-ounce bottles and a shot glass in the center. Cool. Shutting everything right up. That's about it for the second row. Unbelievably spacious. If you're under 7 feet tall, you'll sit behind the seat settings in a Santa Fe with no problem. This is a really, really spacious mid-size 3-row SUV. To access the third row, you just click a button, the seat slides forward for you. We have that huge box. I'll take it out and I'll catch right back with you. All right, guys, we got everything set up. We have a plastic foot plate to put your foot so you don't get the carpet insanely dirty. A little bit tight of a process hopping into the third row, but relatively competitive with the rest of the mid-size segment. The seats click back about an inch in front of where I had them before, but as you see, still a ton of overall legroom for the backseat passengers, and I have about 3-4 inches of legroom for myself. Headroom, still got about an inch or 2. The materials are hard plastic, but again, to be expected. This is the first sign of hard plastic I've seen in this interior so far, so definitely can't complain. 2 cup holders though, we get it for both sides. The interior light back here is also LED. Sure, some of the competition in the mid-size 3-row segment has 3 seats in the third row, but I don't think any of them have a usable third seat for full-size adults. If you have 2 relatively skinny adults on the outsides, you may be able to fit a 40-50 pound kid in the middle, but if you got 2 big boys in the third row, there is absolutely 0 chance you're fitting anything in between either of them. So this, for a 2-seat third row, you'll actually be able to fit 2 adults, so there's really no reason to have that tiny little middle seat in the first place, while also fitting 3 full-size adults in the second row, and of course in the first row as well. So for a mid-size 3-row SUV, you will legitimately fit 7 full-size adults, and compared to some of the full-size segment reviewed in this channel, Toyota Sequoia, this is actually usable space, unlike some vehicles like that. That's about it though, guys, for the third row. Again, hopping out of the third row and getting in for somebody over 6 feet tall isn't the easiest process, but once you see how much actual usable space is back there, I'm sure nobody will complain. We have to take the box out so we can actually access this third row. Of course, electronically opening and closing lift gate, we can drop these third row seats right down. Well, before we do so, this is the amount of space you'd have with third row up. It's pretty limited. Underneath, we can check out the secret storage. You do get a little bit. You can maybe throw 2 grocery bags, maybe a small backpack in there. To drop the third row seats down, you just pull and push. After you pull the latches down, the floor mats are in the way, but hopefully you can still pick up the size of this cargo space. It is large. Another vehicle that I can kind of see some resemblance now that I'm looking at it is a Jeep Wagoneer. I can see it a lot when it comes to this cargo area. Again, let me know in the comments section what you guys think. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly how much cargo space is back here with the third row up, third row down, and the second row down. And from the looks of it, you could probably squeeze a 75 to 80 inch TV back here. We'll throw this box back into the cargo space so the dealership doesn't yell at me for losing their crap. We can shut the trunk. We have 2 buttons to shut it. The left button shuts it, the right button shuts it and locks the SUV. And it also gives you about 1.5 to 2 seconds before the trunk starts to close. So if you have a bunch of grocery bags or whatever in your hands, you have time to step out of the way and not have to worry about getting doofed in the head. Overall though, guys, that's about it for the inside and outside of this base model 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe. For a base model, this is an unbelievably value-packed SUV. Of course, we'll review higher trims as we go along, but the power plants are just about the same outside of the all-wheel drive system. And speaking of power plant, let's take this 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe SE out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe SE. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. Starting off in normal mode, the throttle is sensitive, and with these skinny 235 wide tires, it doesn't put the power down as well as I would like. But compared to a lot of the competition, i.e. Lexus with their RX, which has a very similar power plant, it has a turbocharged 2.4 liter 4-cylinder, which cranks out 275 horsepower, just 2 less than what we have here, and 317 pound-feet of torque, which is 6 more than we have here, while having about a $15,000 to $20,000 higher base price. Very similar overall quality of the interior and a very similar overall power plant. Is it worth the extra $15,000 to $20,000? Absolutely not. If you're looking for a front-wheel drive Lexus RX in specific, I would 100% recommend checking one of these out as a very low-cost competitor. Normal mode, we'll step in it about halfway. Boost, oh, see? Even in second gear, that was only half throttle, going to about 4,500 RPM. And yes, it rips. This is a fast SUV. If it put the power down more consistently, I could actually see 0 to 60 happening in under 6 seconds. But when it's spinning through first and second gear, it's just not something that can be achieved. I had the same complaints with, say, the Kia K5 GT, which for obvious reasons, same exact power plant, front wheel drive, too much power, front wheel drive, always spinning, duh. But this costs about the exact same as a K5 GT while offering you basically double of the vehicle. So I'm not gonna complain nearly as much for what we have here. Lean into about half throttle, boost. Yeah, and third gear is the money gear in this car. Let's try it out in sport, downshift, second, throwing it in. Handling is good on the gas. Oh, like you're gonna spin if you even lean onto it halfway in second gear. So mind your throttle. And for that reason, I'd probably avoid sport unless I threw on some super sticky tires. That's just not what this SUV is about though. The steering gets tighter in sport, brakes feel about the same, throttle's more sensitive. Second gear, on the gas. Woo-hoo-hoo! Brakes feel good. Really good. Downshifts are snappy. Oh. Yeah, the wet dual clutch does a good job shifting the gears. Watch out, kitty. Handles the bumps really well. These 60 series sidewall tires definitely held. Body roll still limited, even though we got these beefier tires. Huge bumps. Boom. Handles them like it is nothing. All right, guys, we'll try one out off the line. I'll have to turn the traction control off to its limited setting, not its fully completely off, but you'll see what I mean here. I'm gonna lean into it about half throttle, won't even break half throttle until after second gear. About half throttle, boost, yeah, oh. Yeah, guys, once you pass second gear, then you can really lean into it. but hopefully you can pick it up on camera that the first and second gear, when it comes to heavy acceleration, unless you get the all-wheel drive, is just about useless. We could take it out of sport, no reason to have more sensitive throttle than we need, and we'll leave the traction control on its limited setting. But now in normal mode, steering gets a little bit lighter, throttle gets a lot less sensitive, and for that reason, if you're gonna not take the four-wheel drive option for the Santa Fe, I would 1,000,000% recommend leaving it in normal mode at all times. One more time, we'll try out what we just did, just in normal mode. Let this guy get a little bit of distance. Even better. About half throttle. There we go. In normal mode, it actually limits the throttle enough to not break the wheels loose right away. Nobody's coming. Handling's still good on the gas. Put it down. Yeah, there we go. See, guys? Exactly. For that exact reason, I'm leaving it in normal mode at all times. Maybe I will do the my individual mode, set the steering to sport, but regardless, that throttle has to be set to normal mode with front wheel drive, or you're going to be replacing tires probably once or maybe even twice per year. Another thing I'm noticing is Hyundai has really improved on this 8-speed wet dual clutch. I know for the Santa Cruz, they're getting rid of the wet dual clutch and sticking to the 8-speed conventional automatic, which I do like that idea. But this wet dual clutch, it has a less noticeable engagement period to what I was noticing in the 2023s. You don't feel that engagement off the line nearly as much. You still feel it, especially when you're going into reverse up a hill. You'll feel that subtle delay in the engagement, but other than that, it feels just like a conventional automatic. We could try out a real world turning radius. It is really sharp for a large SUV on the gas. Whew. Wow. Yeah, you look down and you are gone. This is a fast SUV once you pass about 25-30 miles an hour. And now cruising at highway speeds with these dual pane windows that are a standard feature, this is a quiet interior. They did a wonderful job maximizing just how premium this thing feels per dollar. Overall, if you're looking for a SUV that doesn't cross $35,000, but you do not want to compromise the interior tech and you do not want to compromise performance, you need power, you don't want to wait 15 seconds to enter highway speeds, this is a perfect vehicle for you to check out. You'll see. One more time, we'll try out an acceleration once we take a step out here. Good turning radius, and check this out. Boom. It is fast. That's only about half throttle, 3/4 throttle, and that boost kicks in and you take off. Again, if you're looking for a almost, I'm not going to say top-notch, but almost top-notch premium SUV, you do compromise the seats, you do compromise the sound system, but outside of the seats and sound system, which is available on the higher trims, outside of the seats and sound system, if you're looking for a top-notch premium SUV, I will 100% recommend checking out the new Santa Fe. Check out the SE if you're looking for the base, or pay an extra couple $1,000 and check out an SEL, which we will be reviewing shortly on this channel. Stay tuned. But either way, I would definitely recommend checking one out. And a big thanks to Brandon Hyundai in Tampa, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Jonathan. And a huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too, it really helps me out, the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment, let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment, let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you'd like to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.